All right, boys, welcome back to another YouTube video. So in this one's actually a sick video. So I'm going to be going over how I booked over 2,000 sales calls for my own agency in 2025. Now, 2025 just finished about a month ago, and we finished 2025 with just under 400,000 euros in cash collected. Now, what that tells you is that the calls that I'm booking are closing pretty easily too. So I'm basically just going to go over my whole strategy, the two types of cold email campaigns that I'm running to actually book calls, and how you can do it yourself. Now, before we do get into it, we did just launch a new offer at the start of January where we'll basically build your cold email system for free. You cover the cost of the inboxes and instantly, which is around a few $100s, and you can send up to 10,000 cold emails a day basically for free. So we'll write your scripts, we'll show you how to do everything else, give you one-on-one access to our course, and you can go from there. So if you do want that, book a call with the link in the description, and we can go from there. But without further ado, let's pop into Instantly. So basically, I've been doing everything on Instantly, and this is our Frostmailer Instantly account, the one that we use. So we basically ran two types of campaigns in 2025. Now, to give you a bit of context, the first one is basically a mass outreach campaign where we're sending out 5 to 10,000 cold emails a day to our ICP and basically offering them something that we sell, obviously. So that's the first type of campaign. And the second type of campaign is a database reactivation campaign. Now, these work insanely well, but basically to explain how it works is you basically get every single email address that you've ever contacted before. No, not that you've ever contacted, but that has ever shown any interest in your offer. And let's say you had a lead 6 months ago and they didn't actually end up closing, but they were interested at the time. You're going to put them into this campaign. Now, the way I do it is I went on the Calendly, and basically anyone who booked a call with me scraped their email address and I sent them an email. So it worked insanely well too. So just to go over the first one, basically mass ICP targeting. The way we did it, the way we actually did this was we went on to Tweet Scraper, which is a website that basically scrapes, it scrapes like a certain person's Twitter profile. Like, for example, if I wanted to target agencies, I'd scrape a big name in the agency space and get all his followers' email addresses. If that makes sense. And I'd send them all an email, right? So basically put all those into this. And as you can see here, this was only one of the campaigns we ran. I think it was from middle of September to around the end of October. 253 positive responses, 36,000 cold emails sent, 1.1% reply rate. And even just to give you a quick look at the scripts, we A/B split tested a lot, right? And basically the way we were doing it was, hey, Daniel, saw you followed Matt Gray on Twitter, thought I'd reach out personally. And then you basically just pitch, whatever you're selling in that. And it worked fucking insanely well, as you could see. We did have 2 follow-ups below that. And everything else is pretty self-explanatory. The schedule, the options, we just had a load of email inboxes in here. Obviously, we got our email inboxes from Frostmailer, which is obviously my own inbox company. And then that's really it for that campaign, That's really it. It was pretty simple, but we basically just let that run. And I promise you, if you did do this yourself, you will book a fuck ton of calls yourself because it's so fucking easy. It's like once you have a system, you repeat that system every single day. You send the same amount of cold emails, you send the same script if it works, and you will book calls. Like it doesn't make sense if you don't. It's just logic, right? Now, for the database reactivation campaign, now as you can see, I'm planning on doing this again, but we basically, as I said, scraped all the people who's booked a call with me before and sent them an email. Let's get a lead up. Tim, it's James here from Frostmailer. We spoke recently about cold email and lead gen, blah, 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 pitch your product. Do you want to learn more, etc. Super, super simple. Okay, now for this, we also had 2 follow-ups and it absolutely ripped. As you can see, 950 emails sent, 52 positive responses. Now, 8.3% reply rate also, which is pretty nice. But it's crazy how this works, because you've already spoken to these people before. So why would they not want to, speak to you again? Unless you burnt them last time, they're going to want to speak to you again. It's literally just like warm outreach. Now, obviously, they go hand in hand, right? So if you book a call 6 months ago, you can reach out to that person again. And if your database, or if your amount of people you spoke to before isn't big enough, you're probably at, first of all, a pretty low revenue range, because the more people you speak to, the more money you make. So if it's still pretty low, you need to be booking more calls. You need to be sending more cold emails. So that's really it for the two campaigns, and that's really the system that we use to book over 2,000 sales calls in 2025. And it's super simple, but that's the system. Obviously, we tested a few different other angles and scripts and campaigns, but that was the rough sort of outline of it. So if you want me to build your cold email system for free, you cover tech costs, we'll set the whole thing up for you. Book a call. I'll leave the link in the description, and we can go from there. If you have any questions, reach out to me on Instagram, and yes, sir, let's get it. Let's book some appointments, baby.